Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is October 16th. It's Friday, 9:50 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. This morning for the crypto market, a bit of a dump in the morning, but it did quickly recover. It could have something to do with Mercury. Mercury just went retrograde. So this little troublesome planet, when it's retrograde, the messenger of the gods, causes lots of communication issues. And I sometimes wonder if today's dump was not a bit of a communication issue. It does appear that an exchange had a security issue, had some kind of a problem, and of course the market goes crazy. An exchange is not the entire crypto market. An exchange is not Bitcoin. Because an exchange has an issue does not mean we have to have a massive sell-off, but it happens. Anyway, the market is recovering a mix of green and red, where it was mostly red earlier. Bitcoin is flickering back and forth between green and red, coming in at 11,220 this morning. ETH is recovering, LTC is recovering, XRP is recovering. For people who really hang their hopes and dreams on XRP, it's below 25 cents. You might want to note that. And it is recovering, even though its indicators do show nothing too promising at the moment. I don't think that will stay below 25 cents very long. Of course, not financial advice. 1.2 billion volume in Bitcoin last 24 hours. Unfortunately, a bit of that panic selling probably. But top players are Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken. Binance on top, as always. Longs versus shorts sentiment. Over here at Blockchain Whispers, looking at Binance. 51% long, 48% shorts. So sentiment is switching to long. Let's look at the S&P 500, a flaccid green candle this morning. Russell 2000, a same thing, flaccid green candle, not too powerful. Bitcoin, red candle this morning. Let's look at the dollar strength index. Green candle this morning, looking pretty stout, looking good. The KRE, which to me shows bank strength. It kind of shows how they're doing with their liquidity, etc. overnight. It is a red candle today. So traditional markets, and I guess you might say, at least how I'm monitoring U.S. bank strength, well, we're not having a rockin' opening to the day. It's not like the gate went down and the horses came running out. They kind of just are sort of putting out and looking around for some pasture. So, but regardless, and one thing about the KRE, I'm just learning this indicator, and I do believe it's a sign of a bank strength. If anybody does, basically U.S. bank strength especially, if anybody knows more about the KRE, please chime in. But I do believe it shows U.S. bank strength. So that's why I'm using it. Also, as always, if there's other indicators that would help do a quick look at the market, and especially, we really zero in on Bitcoin, that's what it's about. Any other things we can check, any other charts and indicators that you think might add value to this, let me know. If I think they're good, and I probably will, I will incorporate them. So, daily chart for Bitcoin, it's a good time to look at it. Positive MACD here at the bottom. Ever since we crossed the 200 moving average back here in April, we've had this beautiful, somewhat of a rocky ride, but still a beautiful rocket ship to Pluto. On the daily chart, as we zoom out, Bitcoin is looking really, really good. Good stuff. Above the 200 moving average, we are good. Today's dump, I really don't care. We're on our way up. Looking at the 4-hour chart, it's showing sideways. Of course, we had a bit of a dump. MACD is negative, and the BPSAR indicator is showing some red dots there. I do note that it's a V Pricer or VP-SAR. People tend to call it SAR. Good little indicator here. In the show notes, go to whatisanaoperator.com, click on Bitcoin Daily View. I try to keep all that stuff updated and current so you can find the indicators that are used here. Anyway, negative MACD on the 4-hour, negative SAR, and in general, kind of a sideways chart, incorporating that dump in there. 4-hour chart. We're going into the weekend pretty much in the 4-hour sideways. I wanted to note the 2-hour chart today because for immediate price action, the 2-hour chart, looking at the MACD, I found to be very, very powerful for Bitcoin. So looking at the VP-SAR indicator down at the bottom, definitely showing a downwards trend on the 2-hour chart. You can see very, very easily up here, you can see that dump we had this morning. You can also see the quick recovery that we're having. And on the 2-hour chart, really, the super copy indicators, all these EMAs are still green. We didn't even roll red. So a dump, but we're recovering from it rather quickly. You can see all that sell volume that rolled in, I think a lot of that massive, over a billion volume that we had last 24 hours is probably most of it's right there on that sell-off. So the MACD to our chart right now is negative. I put an indicator in, an alert. Basically, I want to know when that crosses positive. It would not surprise me if it did it today, if it did it this weekend. I think when that happens, we're definitely going to see a very, very, to me, confirmed turnaround bounce for Bitcoin. Like I say, to our chart, MACD, watch those crosses. They are great to see immediate price action for Bitcoin. 45-minute chart, looking at the visible range volume here, the volume indicator. As you can see on the 45-minute chart, if we cruise out a little bit and look at it, even though we had a dump this morning, we're relatively sideways. And look at this beautiful visible range volume. You can see that buy and sell volume is just massive, right around 11,300 to 11,400, maybe like 11,350 to 11,450 or so. You have beautiful, beautiful, lots and lots of buy sell volume there. And when we have these beautiful buy sell volume spikes on the VPVR, I think it's like visible some price something range, whatever. VPVR, search for that in TradingView. I'll put that in the show notes also so you can find it easier. Beautiful indicator. Where you have these volume spikes, they're like magnetic attraction. The asset, like Bitcoin, is going to always stay lined up with one of those areas that has a lot of buy-sell volume. So even with today's dump, and looking at the short time frame, the 45-minute, you can definitely see that dump. But look, we are sticking to this beautiful buy sell volume. We're looking good, not looking too bad at all. Anyway, whatisanaoperator.com, Bitcoin Daily View, or I keep my notes and such. If you know more about the KRE indicator, please chime in. Like I said, if there's any other indicators that you do believe can be helpful, I'll incorporate them. Comment, let me know. We'll make it happen. Take care, and I will see you all again rather soon.